Mauricio Ruffy recently criticized Charles Oliveira's performance against Max Holloway, claiming that Charles lost opportunities by sticking too closely to his opponent from start to finish. Ruffy suggested that focusing on grappling in the UFC can sometimes backfire, implying that Charles didn't capitalize on key moments. Oliveira's wife was quick to fire back at Ruffy, defending her husband's approach. She said, "Then let's schedule a boxing match, because if you want to fight, this is MMA. There will be jiu-jitsu. Ruffy, don't come trying to surf on my husband's wave because he has more submissions than you have fights." Her response made it clear that Charles's skill set and accomplishments, particularly his grappling and submission record, speak for themselves. This exchange has sparked plenty of debate among fans, highlighting the tension between striking specialists and submission experts in the UFC. Moving on to another news. Islam Makhachev is now being heavily called out as more fighters jump into the controversy and accuse him of not being truthful about his recent injury. The drama started last week when reports surfaced about Ilia being booked to fight Justin Gaethje, while Islam was said to have turned down a potential fight with Ilia due to Ilia dealing with an injury. That situation quickly turned messy, with Ilia firing back and accusing Islam of lying and making excuses. Now, things have escalated even further, as Garry has joined the conversation and is also calling out Islam. Ian didn't hold back at all, directly questioning the legitimacy of Islam's supposed hand injury. According to Ian, he doesn't believe Islam actually broke his hand, especially not during his last fight against JDM. He made it clear that in his opinion, the injury story doesn't add up. Ian even mocked the situation, suggesting that if Islam didn't hurt his hand in the fight, maybe it happened doing something completely unrelated, like horse riding. But overall, he made it clear that he simply doesn't buy the explanation. To him, it sounds more like an excuse than a real injury. He went even further by saying that everything about the situation gives him the feeling that Islam just doesn't want to fight right now. Whether it's mental, physical, or something else, Ian believes Islam is avoiding competition. He also claimed that this is a pattern seen with some champions, where they try to hold on to their position by staying inactive instead of taking risks. According to Ian, once he gets his chance to fight, all of that changes. He believes he would bring a completely different level of activity and competition to the division. His confidence was clear, and he used this moment to push his own case as a deserving contender. This situation now has multiple fighters pointing fingers at Islam, with both Ilia and Ian accusing him of ducking fights. The accusations suggest that instead of facing top contenders, he might be using the injury as a way to delay or avoid dangerous matchups. With all this tension building, the spotlight is now firmly on Islam Makhachev, as the debate continues to grow louder around whether the injury is real or just a way to stay out of action. Moving on to another news, Khabib has now sent a strong warning to Ilia, and it's adding serious heat to the lightweight division. One of the biggest debates right now is whether Arman can defeat Ilia and potentially take the title, and fans are completely divided on this matchup. There is also a growing belief among fans that the UFC might be holding Arman back strategically, allowing Ilia to shine and build his star power before possibly moving up in weight to chase even bigger goals. But Khabib doesn't seem convinced by Ilia's chances in this matchup at all. Speaking on the potential fight, Khabib made it very clear that he doesn't see Ilia having much of a chance against Arman. He explained that Arman fights extremely well at range, especially against strikers, and knows how to manage distance effectively. According to Khabib, Arman's use of kicks has improved significantly, and his overall game has evolved a lot over time. He also pointed out that Arman now has plenty of footage to study Ilia's style, which gives him a major advantage. If this fight had happened a few years ago, things might have been different. But now Arman is far more experienced and aware of the dangers Ilia brings to the table. Khabib even went as far as saying that right now, in his opinion, Arman is the best lightweight in the division. He highlighted Arman's complete skill set, emphasizing his ability to take opponents down, control them on the ground, and land damaging elbows. He also mentioned Arman's grappling, submissions, and ability to take the back as key factors. According to Khabib, the biggest difference maker in this fight would be Arman's wrestling, pressure, and physicality. He believes Ilia hasn't faced someone with that kind of relentless grappling style yet, as most of his fights have been against strikers. Khabib described the matchup as heavily favoring Arman, even suggesting it could be an 80-20 advantage. He made it clear that dealing with someone who constantly shoots for takedowns, controls the body, and applies non-stop pressure is a completely different challenge. At the same time, he acknowledged that the UFC may be cautious about making this fight too soon, especially since Ilia is currently the bigger star. Moving on to another news. Alex Pereira has officially signed a brand new 8-fight deal with the UFC, and it's already getting a lot of attention across the MMA world. Let's talk about this major update, because while many fighters have been speaking out about pay issues recently, Alex Pereira seems completely satisfied with how things are going. While speaking to Ariel Helwani, Alex made it very clear that he's extremely happy with his new contract. He praised the UFC and specifically thanked Mick Maynard, Hunter Campbell, and Dana White for taking care of him. According to Alex, the deal was so good that he's willing to trust the promotion completely moving forward. He even said that he doesn't care about holding on to the belt or not, because the UFC treated him so well during negotiations. Alex explained that the terms of the contract were strong enough that he's leaving decisions in the UFC's hands. Whether it's about fights, titles, or future plans, he's comfortable letting the organization take control. That level of trust is something you don't often hear, especially in today's climate where fighter pay and contract freedom are constant talking points. However, not everyone is convinced this is the best move for him. A lot of fans are raising concerns about the length of the deal, mainly because of Alex's age. At 38 years old, many people find it hard to believe that he will actually complete 8 more fights under this contract. Some are even comparing this situation to past examples where long-term deals became complicated over time. There's also concern that locking into such a long contract could limit opportunities outside the UFC, especially with big money fights potentially available elsewhere. Fans believe this deal might restrict his flexibility in the later stages of his career. Despite the criticism, Alex Pereira appears fully confident and satisfied, showing no signs of regret about committing long-term to the UFC. Moving on to another news. Khamzat and Jorge Masvidal are now going back and forth, and things are getting heated very quickly. Jorge Masvidal has been vocal about Khamzat for a long time, but now the tension between them has reached a whole new level after some recent comments. During a podcast appearance with Johnny Eblen, Jorge Masvidal shared his prediction for Khamzat's upcoming fight against Sean Strickland. Masvidal made it clear that he is backing Strickland to win, and he didn't hold back while explaining why. According to Masvidal, one of the biggest issues with Khamzat right now is his lack of finishes in recent fights. He believes that even when Khamzat gets into dominant positions, he is not doing enough to actually end the fight. Masvidal criticized Khamzat's approach, saying that instead of looking for a finish, he sometimes just controls the position without taking risks. He even pointed to situations where Khamzat had strong control, like a crucifix position, but didn't fully capitalize on it. For Masvidal, that kind of strategy is not impressive, especially at the highest level of the sport. He also spoke highly of Sean Strickland, saying he has trained with him and knows how tough he is. According to Masvidal, Strickland is not someone you can easily hold down, and even if you manage to take him down, keeping him there is a completely different challenge. He emphasized Strickland's durability, striking ability, and high fight IQ, especially in later rounds when both fighters start to get tired. Masvidal believes that if the fight turns into a striking battle or goes into the later stages, Strickland will have a clear advantage. He pointed out that Strickland is very good at recognizing when his opponent is hurt and capitalizing on those moments. After these comments went viral, Khamzat responded with a short but intense message under a social media post, saying that he could take on all of them in one night. That statement immediately caught attention and added more fuel to the situation. Jorge Masvidal then fired back in his usual style, mocking Khamzat's fighting approach. He said that you can't finish fights by just holding on to opponents and took shots at his grappling-heavy style. Masvidal also made it personal, claiming that Khamzat's legacy would be remembered for relying too much on wrestling rather than finishing fights. He didn't stop there, as he also criticized Khamzat's cardio, calling his gas tank weak and predicting that Sean Strickland will expose that weakness. Masvidal made it clear that instead of worrying about social media and talking back, Khamzat should focus on his upcoming fight, because he believes it will be a serious test for him. Moving on to another news, Alex Pereira is now speaking about one of the biggest dream fights in MMA, a potential showdown with Jon Jones, and surprisingly, he still believes it can actually happen. Despite all the recent doubts and Jon Jones' tweets that made many fans think the fight was completely off the table, Alex Pereira is keeping that hope alive and believes the door is far from closed. According to Alex, everything depends on him taking care of business in his upcoming fight against Cyril Gane. He understands that winning is the key to making this massive fight a reality. In his view, if he gets the job done, the opportunity becomes very real. He also made it clear that from a matchup standpoint, it makes perfect sense. Alex believes that if Jon Jones ever decides to return to the octagon, the UFC will not let him walk away or fight elsewhere, which puts him in a strong position as a potential opponent. Alex openly acknowledged the risks involved as well. He pointed out that he is a dangerous fighter, and from Jon Jones's perspective, stepping in against someone like him is not an easy decision. Still, Alex remains confident in his abilities and strongly believes he will win his upcoming fight. That confidence plays a huge role in why he sees this fight as realistic. He feels that if Jones does come back, the UFC will match him up with the biggest and most dangerous option available. And in his mind, that is him. He also touched on the situation with Jon Jones asking for a release, saying that he doesn't think the UFC is going to grant that anytime soon. Because of that, if Jones fights again, it will most likely be inside the UFC, and Alex believes he will be the one standing across from him. It's a bold claim, but one that shows how strongly he believes in his path. Shifting focus to his move up to heavyweight, Alex Pereira addressed concerns about his size compared to other elite fighters in the division. Some fans have questioned whether he has the physical frame to compete with true heavyweights, but Alex quickly shut that down. He stated that while people might doubt his size, he feels like he hits just as hard as any heavyweight out there. Having trained with many heavyweights already, he's confident that he belongs in the division. He also revealed that he currently weighs around 245 pounds, which puts him right in line with many top fighters in the heavyweight division. For Alex, this move is not just a temporary experiment, it's part of a bigger plan. He sees this as an opportunity to continue making history and pushing his career to new heights. In fact, Alex made it clear that he doesn't see himself going back down to light heavyweight. While he admitted that he could make the weight again, he doesn't feel like there's anything new left for him in that division. Unlike some fighters who move up and down depending on results, Alex has been planning this transition for a long time. He emphasized that this is where he wants to finish his career, showing full commitment to the heavyweight division and confidence in what he can achieve moving forward. Moving on to another news. Khamzat might be facing a huge problem ahead of his fight with Strickland, and surprisingly, it may not even be about his cardio. According to Strickland's coach Eric Nixick, the real issue could come down to emotions rather than conditioning. Both Khamzat and Strickland are known for being very intense and emotional fighters, and that could play a major role in how this fight unfolds. Nixick explained that this matchup feels like it goes beyond just fighting for a title. In his view, there is a lot of personal tension involved, and it seems more about pride and bragging rights than anything else. He pointed out that this kind of emotional buildup can be dangerous, especially if one fighter lets it affect their game plan. Nixick believes Khamzat might be at greater risk of falling into that trap. With Sean constantly trying to get under his skin and push his buttons, there is a real chance that Khamzat could become too emotional inside the fight. If that happens, it could take him away from a smart and tactical approach, which is exactly what Strickland's team is hoping for. Nixick emphasized that they want to keep the fight strategic and controlled, rather than turning it into a chaotic and emotional battle. When it comes to how the fight might play out, Nixick said there is a strong possibility it could go the full 25 minutes. However, he also acknowledged how unpredictable MMA can be, where one mistake can instantly end the fight, whether by knockout or submission. From a game plan perspective, Strickland's team is very focused on positioning. Nixick made it clear that they want to avoid getting trapped against the cage or stuck underneath Khamzat. He described Khamzat as a relentless grappler who constantly applies pressure, stays on his opponents, and keeps attacking with repeated wrestling attempts. Because of that, creating space will be the key strategy for Strickland. Maintaining distance and avoiding those grinding positions could make all the difference in the fight. fight. Sean Strickland himself also seems extremely confident heading into this matchup. He recently took to social media to send a simple but bold message, making it clear that he believes he will walk away with the win. Moving on to another news, Sean O'Malley has now shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated fight between Khamzat and Sean Strickland, and he brought up some very interesting points about how this matchup could play out. O'Malley explained that one possible outcome is Khamzat completely dominating the fight, but that might not necessarily make it exciting for fans. He suggested that if Khamzat is able to control Strickland on the ground for long periods, it could turn into a slow and less entertaining fight. In that scenario, Strickland might choose to stay defensive rather than take risks trying to get back up. He pointed out that Strickland could avoid scrambling too aggressively because he wouldn't want to get caught in dangerous positions like a front headlock or risk giving up his back. Instead, he might play it safe and wait for openings, which could slow the pace of the fight significantly. At the same time, O'Malley admitted that it's hard to imagine a Sean Strickland fight being completely boring. He believes Strickland has a style that usually keeps things active and entertaining, especially on the feet. According to him, Strickland will likely try to make the fight exciting by engaging and looking for opportunities to land clean shots. O'Malley also compared this potential matchup to Strickland's fight with Duplessis, suggesting there could be similarities in how the fight unfolds. However, he still expects Strickland to bring pressure and create moments that keep fans engaged. Another key point O'Malley mentioned is the uncertainty around Strickland's grappling. While he has seen clips of Strickland training and believes he is a capable grappler, it hasn't been showcased much inside the octagon. This fight, according to O'Malley, will finally reveal just how strong Strickland's wrestling and grappling really are. Overall, he sees this matchup as a true test for both fighters, especially in areas that fans haven't fully seen yet.